Hello, welcome back. This is Kenshin1913, and we are Let's Playing Drakengard 2. In the last episode, we flew over to Manah, or the Knights of the Seal Fort, and yeah, we were gonna save Manah, but I had a power surge, and now I had to get back to where I was, which took a long time. And I'm going to tell you right now, I used the power of cheat codes to get everything that I need to get back. So what I ended up doing was leveling all my weapons up. I leveled up my characters not too much, just about level like mid-30s or so. I think I was on like level 24, 25. Anyways, I'm gonna read you off a bunch of the stories, or let you read the stories. I think there's like 6 or 7 seal weapons that we're gonna be getting, and that's the seal knife. Not found in the first game. This one, I believe, was found in the first game. Basically, this is a story about a guy. He doesn't like to beat up people, but they gave him this club. And then when he left, he went in a war, didn't like doing it. He returned to his village, where he found it was burnt, and he hated everything in the world. And then he took the club, and he destroyed everything, and he only smashed in his own head. How about that? Lovely story. Now let's go on to the next one. This one's about a club. Not the club, the Ace of Spades, but a club. People asked for the club when they were being tortured, and it would give people their final fatal blow. So people would be like, the club, please show me the club. And then so it would come out of nowhere and smash brains in like no one's business. So yeah, I believe this weapon was also in Drakengard 1. Death Dance was in Drakengard 1 as well. It was about this guy. He conquered a whole bunch of areas, and what ended up happening was he liked to do one thing, which was party. If he wasn't warring, he was partying, and usually he has this great party. And so he had this beautiful dancer party for him. And then what ended up happening was she killed the hell out of that emperor guy, because she was like a princess of a country he took over, and she stabbed the hell out of that guy. So what ended up happening is after the emperor died, all the countries that were underneath this guy kind of broke off, and then they went, "Wee! We're gonna kill everybody!" So kind of like there goes the neighborhood. This one's Glory's Bane. This one's about an evil dragon. He came and he ate all these people in the royal family. But a girl came in and she had this sword, right? She asked the dragon, "Where's the king? Because I have to kill him." The dragon said, "I already ate him. I ate him and he's dead." And then she thanked him. The dragon asked, "Why are you thanking me?" The girl says, "The king was not the true king. My dad was the real king. I was going to kill anyone to get blah blah blah." So now she's the queen. The dragon and her make a pact, and then she uses the sword to slaughter everyone and live happily ever after. Yay! What a creepy story, right? Yeah, now we got the Hunter's Joy, which is a story based on the other Hunter's Joy. A lord with a panache for hunting. He died, right? He loved hunting and he died, and so his grandson got this sword. And then this sword, the new lord, he wasn't a big hunter until like one day he went out and he hunted, and then he became all crazy with the hunting bug. Yeah, and I apologize for showing off all these weapon stories all at once, but I'm just going to kind of get it out of the way. Anyways, yeah, so he became a big hunting guy. And then this is a calf carver, not to be mistaken with Hymir's finger, which we will get later. Anyways, basically the story's about this king. He didn't like this general guy. Throws him in jail. The jail, you're supposed to go crazy within 3 days. 3 years later, the general's still there, and he's pissed off that the king's pissed off that the general is there. So he takes out his sword. He's ready to kill him. But before he does, he notices that the general doesn't have any legs, and he stabs the king with this sword that he made out of his own legs. Hence, the reason why it's called Calf Carver. Anyways, this sword's called Bloody Fang. Looks a little more like a poleaxe than it does an actual spear. But this story is about a swordsmith. He made this weapon that would make anyone who was being tortured tell all their deepest secrets, you know what I mean? And it would give them immense pain. So he gives it to this king. The king's like, oh, this sword's great. He uses it a bunch, and then he asks, hey, how did you make this sword? And then the swordsmith's like, nah, I'm not telling you. So then what ends up happening is the king basically tortures him with his own sword. And he's so happy that he did. I was actually going to say that the stories in this game were a little more tame than the other ones, but apparently they're not. The first one, they were pretty crazy. Anyways, this is about a duke and a husband and wife. They're like rich. The husband, or something like that. Yeah, there's something. I don't know. This one lady left on a journey because someone told her to do it. Then she comes back and she finds out her husband's all like messed up, and it's all the servant's fault because he was like poisoning him. And then she eventually kills. I believe she eventually kills the servant, and yeah, puts her husband's remains in a sword engraved in a butterfly in this sword here. So yeah, that's kind of neat. It's kind of a nice story. But yeah, that's the best sword right now, is the 140 and 100 defense. Generations of heroes carried this sword. This is Injustice. Yeah, so basically this sword was passed on hand in hand, and whoever held this sword apparently thought that they were doing the right thing by holding on to it and like, hey, sword, and then, you know, everyone eventually became evil after holding on to the sword. Alright, now we got Skald's Song. About two sisters lived in somewhere. They found out their mom was encased in ice, right? When she disappeared, she was encased in ice, so they tried to break her out of the ice. They couldn't do it, right? Why didn't they use this sword, Skald's Song, which, if you remember from the first game, was made by like a scale of a dragon or something like that. Anyways, they used this sword. They cut the ice, saved the mom, and then she's all happy and junk. And that's a nice story right there. That's a nice story. A lot of them are pretty messed up. This is Nowe, probably the second most powerful sword right now. 100 attack, 145 defense break or whatever. Anyways, this is about a bard who found this sword, and like this imp told him that he could become like famous and shit and beautiful, and so he's like, yeah, sure. So he holds on to the sword, he gets all famous and beautiful, and then he loses his name, and then one day he turns into an imp. And then he's like, oh, goddamn, and then he leaves his sword. Because now he's a goddamn imp. And now we have Soldier's Sword, Guard's Sword, we already saw those. Inuart's Longsword, this is the one that we should pay attention to. So it kind of tells the story about Inuart, where he wanted to save Furii, but she only had eyes for her bro. So he was about to die, and then Manah, who was possessed by the Watchers, came and told him that he would have more strength. So he tried to fight Kaim. He didn't do too good. Furii killed herself. He took her to the Seat of Destruction. 18 years later, this sword was given to Inuart. This sword was given to Nowe, and that's right. Nowe is actually Furii's and Inuart's kid through the Seat of Resurrection or Destruction there. Isn't that crazy? So Kaim is actually Nowe's uncle, if you think about it. But yeah, so that is a very important piece of the puzzle that they don't actually tell you in the game. But yeah, I'm not even gonna bother. I'm just gonna kind of talk about Inuart's little backstory here and the little I guess tidbit of history that we learned right here. If you want to keep if you want, read the stories. I'm just gonna explain how interesting it is that, like, so at that end, there's one ending at the end of Drakengard 1 where Inuart brings Furiae to the thing, and then she turns into this crazy, like, goddess thing you gotta shoot down. Well, what ends up happening in the canon, quote-unquote, ending is Angelus turns into the goddess, but at that time, we weren't able to catch up with Inuart. So he was able to get to one of the seeds of destruction or resurrection, or whatever the hell you call it, and they both went in there, what ended up happening is they disappeared. And out of that egg came Nowe. Now, if you remember correctly, earlier in the game, there was a scene where Nowe kind of got crazy on Gismor's ass. We'll actually learn more about that later, but it is important that you know that Inuart and Furiae are Nowe's actual biological parents. It's important. And so Kaim is his uncle. And then he has like my 3 dads. It's almost like it's like my 2 dads if you think about it. And whenever you see that show back in the day, I never actually watched it, but my 2 dads. You got Legna, you got Oro. Then you have the biological dad, which is really Inuart. So somehow they, out of the love of this dude who loved this girl who died, who loved her brother, came a kid who grows up with a dragon that questions everything. He questions a lot of things. Anyways, yeah. There you go. That's the story, and I'm sticking to it. Anyways, yeah. Pretty interesting, I think. And now we're just kind of reading about Eris' spear history. Apparently Oro, he had a mentor who she used a spear, and what happened, she ended up dying. He took the spear, he gave it to Eris, and blah blah blah. Anyways, I didn't level up any of those. Crimson Hood, let's look over this. Yeah, so I apologize for this, but it is a good idea. And I'll be just doing this as we do them. But yeah, I had to cheat, and I apologize for that too. I put quick level up, and then I put quick weapon level up. That's really all I used. But yeah, all the weapons from now on will level up quick because it's got max experience. And so yeah, I'm just gonna get the weapons and level them up. I would do it myself, but I don't have all the time in the world anymore. So please understand. And it's still gonna be a challenge. The game is gonna be a challenge because these next couple parts I might sail through a little bit more, but it'll still be kind of difficult. Also, I put on max money too, yeah, so that I have the most amount of money, which I would still have. And these are all the accessories that I end up buying, like Guardian Rings 1, Shell Earrings, Power Ring plus 1, stuff like that. But yeah, if you guys don't really like that, I apologize. But that Power Surge really blew the wind out of my sails, super out of my sails, because I was like, I don't want to do this again, because I made it so far after the part with Nowe and Manah and everything, and I was like, God damn it. So now we're going to head off, and I'm just going to cut over to where we're going to be next. We flew with Manah, or we flew after Manah over to the House of the Knights of the Seal. Now we're over here, where we're going to take on these guys.
Whoa, look at all these knights. I'm willing to bet they aren't planning a welcome home party for me.
They're probably not.
It doesn't matter how many there are. We're going in.
We're going in, we gotta save Manah. So, alright, first thing I want to show you is look how powerful his sword is, and how strong Nowe is too. But plus I have the power ring on, and look, one swipe will get rid of him, which is cool. Anyways, let's look at Nowe now. I have him on like level 36. Yeah, so I leveled him up about 10 extra levels, and Yurik, I leveled him up. He was on I think he was on like mid-30s. So I didn't level him up I didn't go too crazy with it, but I did level him up. As you can see, Nowe.
Shut your big mouth, Nowe. You're attracting attention.
Nice. Anyways, as you can see, this butterfly sword is really, really good. gotta level it up. Anyways, yeah, so Nowe's HP bar is almost...
You've come to die.
Is almost at the MP bar, which is cool. Yeah, Nowe is actually going to be fairly average, like, stat-wise. Yurk is going to have the most attack power, and Manah's going to have the most magic power. And then if we ever get Eris back, she'll have the most defense. So yeah, I'm just going to cut through these guys like glass.
I never wanted to come back, especially not like this.
No. If you want to come back, you should have came back like a hero or some shit. So yeah, these next few parts are going to be a little more like a cakewalk, but it will get harder.
If I remember correctly, the stairs from this room lead to the second floor.
Nowe's coming. It's the dragon child. The demon child.
Oh man, you already use dragons. You guys say demon too? Are dragons really demons? Come on now, that's not fair. Stick to one adjective. And yeah, these knight guys are so much easier with this sword. There we go, die. So yeah, Inuart, huh? Who would have thought? No way, Inuart's son. No wonder why he's so kind of messed up. He's always asking questions and shit, like, is this a trap? Were we trapped? No shit, no way. What do you mean? And you know, no wonder why he's kind of like Manah. Well, actually, I don't know why that is. Now that I think about it. He does have a poor taste in women, I guess, just like his pop. So yeah, it's really cool. I just love that. I love that they hint to that, and you wouldn't really know that unless you play the game. Of course. I mean, if you level up Inuart's longsword, which I know a lot of people would do. I mean, shit, it's one of the references to the other game. All right, we got a sword, and that's gonna be a good weapon to use against the boss, who will meet eventually. Anyways, I'm just gonna kind of cut through these guys like a hot knife through butter. Welcome to Coffee Talk. This is Nowe. What's your question? Rhode Island is either a road nor an island. Discuss. I'm getting a little bit clamped. Yeah, plus when I was playing this part, I died at this section so many times. Oh my god, I died so many times. And I was like, why can't I just beat these a-holes? So then at one point, I just friggin' sped through this whole thing. It's getting on my nerves.
Manah can't fight right now. If something happens to her...
Oh my god, stop being such a crybaby, dude. We'll find her. Yeah, I just love the fact that I can wail away on these guys. I'm gonna probably use Nowe a little bit more now. At least till the next section. Let's go this way. Uh-oh. Look at all these guys. Eat it. Oh yeah, and I also find a better way to deal with these big knight guys coming up later. I'll show you a cool method on how to deal with it. Maybe I just learned it right there, I don't know. Yeah, so this sword's pretty sweet.
When did you become so strong?
Leveling up? You guys aren't leveling up? You don't know the secret to leveling up? I got these cool swords too. I think that's one of the secrets.
Where is
I
Manah?
love that guy just falling.
Answer me.
General Gismor took her.
What did you say? What does Gismor want with Manah?
Yeah, what could he possibly want? I mean, he couldn't possibly have any reason to kill her, even though she killed a bunch of his dudes through breaking the seals, of course. There's no way that she would want to do anything. Like, seriously, Nowe, what kind of question is that? She's an enemy of the Knights of the Seal. Of course the captain's gonna want to talk to her, maybe even quote-unquote question her. Hell, she would have been captured if you didn't start crying about like, I don't know, her being something, I don't know what the hell. Anyways, let's just cut through these guys like a scythe through wheat. Or a sickle or whatever. So yeah, once again, you'll hear this so many times from me. I feel like every episode I'm apologizing on something. Anyways, yeah, you know, what are you gonna do? Leveling up, I did it, so make my life a little easier. Boom. There we go. Run you guys down, I love it. My favorite thing to do is just slice, slice, slice. I'm like a Ginsu knife cutting through a can of soda. There we go. Yeah, I'm not worrying too much about destroying all these guys. Although it is good experience. Yeah, but this weapon was so weak when I was using it before. Yeah. You got so much, you know, this weapon was so weak before. Thank God it became pretty strong. Although
There's a path that leads to the third floor beyond this
okay.
room.
Thank you, You're very helpful. There we go. Just cut through. I love it. Look at these guys. These guys need to go back to night school. They can't even hit your target. That's like if you can't.
The priests are gone. Their hierarch, Sere, is gone.
Oh, really? Where is Sere? Yeah, he's part of the Knights of the Seal too, sort of. Where is he? He's like the leader. These guys are like remnants of the Union. Alright, yeah, I don't want to go that way. Let's continue forward. Let's just cut down everyone I know and love. There we go. Yeah, you guys don't like when I cut you in half, do you?
There should be a soldier hiding with the key to the door.
There should be a soldier. Well, let's kill them all. And like God, sort them out, right? Something like that. Who used to say that? Was that Marilyn Manson? You know, Marilyn Manson, personally, to me, I don't really listen to him anymore, but back when I was in high school, I did. I think he was just a face. He still got some good songs, but I don't listen to him. Alright, let's go this way.
I won't let you reach General Gismor.
Oh, give me a break. Did you see all those guys I just killed? I killed like over 300
Our
dudes.
defensive line is breaking up.
Alright, you're all dead. Give me that. Roll that beautiful bean footage. Or whatever. So let's take this. And, yeah, there we go.
I can go to Gismor's room now.
Yes, we can. I'm not even going to heal up because I'm pretty sure we're very close to General Gismor. Also, another thing, I'm going to try and keep the episodes a little shorter than usual. Try not to make them more than a half hour.
Manah! I'm on my way!
You know what I mean? Some of these episodes did get a little longer. But I'm going to try 38. Oh, he was on 36 when we started. But yeah, some of these episodes did get a little long, and I'm going to try to keep that, you know, around 25 minutes, you know, 20 to 25 minutes each episode. So it's not too crazy, but we get Oro's Lion Blade, which I highly suggest you equipped. Even though it looks like it's not going to be a very good sword at this point, I highly suggest you do equip it. Reason being is because it will do more damage against the boss we are going to be fighting in the next episode, yes. So what I'm going to do is save my game, and then the next episode we'll have our little confrontation with General Gismor. So this has been Country 1913. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.